Listen in Mondays at noon to hear Conroe news from local nonprofits, businesses, upcoming events, Conroe Park events, news stories, and information that matters to you with your host, Margie Taylor of Taylorized PR. For more information about being a guest, visit irlonestar.com/Conroe Culture.
All right, we are live on Mornings with Lone Star, Lone Star Community Radio, irlonestar.com, and of course, Conroe's 104.5, 106.1. I'm hanging out in the studio in downtown Conroe, Texas, and like I said, we got a couple guests today. We have our first guest in the studio with us right now. We got Ken Collier. He is with the nonprofit called Trels Home for Children, and they have an upcoming event called the Great Gatsby Gala. So they're having a fundraiser happening April 29th. That's on Saturday, and it's going to be happening at Walden's Lakeview Dining. We know where that is. That's where Hoffy is, our buddy Hoffy. Hoffy's out. Shout out to Hoffy. Hope you're doing good. Hope you're in the gym right now, getting bigger and bigger and bigger. but we got Ken in the studio. Ken, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on, man? How are you?
I'm doing good. It's Tuesday, and the time change is kind of getting to me a little bit. I feel like it hasn't set in yet. Does that make sense?
It does. I'm still struggling, man. It feels like I need more sleep.
Well, it's not even the sleep. It's more of like when the sun comes out.
Yeah, that's
so
depressing.
It's just kind of like I was thinking about it today. I go, man, if the sun just comes out, I'm good. It's like it could be like 2 o'clock in the morning. But it's like as long as the sun's out, I'm like, all right, it's time to get up. But as of right now, that's not what's happening, and I blame it on the darkness because there was so much traffic this morning getting here.
Agree.
And I'm like, it's because it's dark. That's the only reason there's traffic. Not because school's back in, not because there's so much construction going on around Conroe. It's because it's dark, because we did the time change. And, you've been hearing these things about them going, we're going to do a time change, make it permanent, right? That's what they're going to try to do. But I wonder which one they're going to pick. Is it a coin flip? Is that how they decide? Does that, because I do enjoy it being light later in the afternoon.
True.
So, I'm getting home at 7 o'clock. It's like there's still some light.
Yes.
I do like that. So I think I'm okay with the darkness in the morning. I just got to get used to it. I got to overpower it.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Looking out the window early in the morning is a little depressing because it's so dark, but I also agree with having sunlight a little bit longer. It feels better, right, when you're home and it's 7 and it's still sunny.
What we need to do is just put those lights in our house that mimic the sun, so it's so bright. So it's 4 a.m. and you wake up, go to work. It's just like, boom, on your face. So now you're naturally getting up, and you're but right when you step outside, you're like, oh, man, did I oversleep? It's still pitch dark outside. But, yeah, that's how I'm doing, man. I'm kind of excited to talk about Trels Home for Children. If you didn't know, Ken is actually on my show, but not on my show. A long time ago, when we were moving, we were trying to get back up with the FM and everything, and he came in and did an interview, and I never aired it because we couldn't get on the FM. And the event passed, and I was like, I felt really bad. I never told you. I was like, I just wanted to get this radio station back up. And when I saw that you were coming in and I saw who it was for, I wanted to see if he remembered me. Because I was like, oh, he's going to be so mad that it's me. He's going to be so mad. Because I remember him going he was really excited about being on the show. And it just never aired. But now we're live. So there's no excuse right now, Ken. There's no excuse. So we're going to talk about Trels Home for Children all day this morning. And what I want to let people know is if they want to learn more about this great organization, and especially the gala, we're on YouTube and Facebook right now with Mornings with Lone Star, and I put it in the description of the live video feed. So if you want to get tickets, if you just want to check out Trels Home for Children, the website's there, the Facebook's there, all that kind of good stuff. So let's right now learn a little bit about Trels. Tell me about it. What is it?
Yeah, a lot's changed since we've last spoke. At that time, we were just really almost getting started, struggling through a pandemic.
Gross.
Yeah, man, it was tough.
A lot of people don't realize that's when I was talking about when we had the interview. Because I want to say we did it right here.
We did.
But it was not on this desk. It wasn't in this same room. It was just 2 mics. That's all we had.
Yep.
And I was like, all right, let's try it.
Yep, we did. It was the same exact room. And full transparency, when I walked in, I did remember him. It took a second, but I remember. So I
He's
want
like,
to share
"This-
that.
this
I'm
guy."
like, wait, I remember you. But yeah, man, Trels has grown. Man, what can I say? We have now opened up what we call a CPA, a child placement agency. So that allows us to work with families who are interested in fostering.
Well, yeah. So let's take a step back real quick.
Okay, let's do
So, what is Trels? Like, what's the mission statement? What is going on? I know it has to do with kids. I'm trying to say this if I'm a listener going like, what is Trels for children? Like, is it for abandoned children? Is it for abused children? Is it a mediator, or what do you call it? Like a mediation kind of thing where families are having trouble so they could stay there for a second and then they find a permanent residence, or before they get placed in foster. So it's a foster before the foster. Is it all that stuff I'm saying right now?
It's all of that.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
Trels, in a nutshell, what we do is we take care of children who are placed in the state of Texas's foster care system. We are actually licensed to care for ages 0 to 18. 17. They actually age out at 18. And so what we do at our emergency shelter, we take care of them until we are able to find them permanent placement.
Okay. And that includes a foster family.
That is
right?
correct. That is correct.
Because I remember talking to you because I never even thought about this. I guess you call it the stopgap of when an incident happens when it involves a child to placing that child in a family, because there is that middle that period where it could be 5 days, it could be 5 months, it could be 5 years, but like that period when that incident happens till they get placed, what do they do? Yeah. And that's what Trels does, right?
Absolutely. He's right on it. It can take a matter of days before they find them permanent placement.
Yeah.
It can take months. Sometimes it can take years. It just depends on the situation.
It's wild because you don't think about that.
Yeah.
I don't think about that because I don't have children yet, and it's such an unfortunate situation because no one ever wishes that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
So it's like, what do we have to do as a society to tackle it and take care of it in an efficient way that's good for the child? Correct. That's why I like what you guys do. That's crazy. So you're telling me about this new thing y'all have.
Yeah. So this new arena allows us to work with individuals who have a caring heart for children that want to foster children. Maybe they've raised all their children. Maybe life circumstances they can't have their own children.
Yeah.
We're able to then provide them with an amazing child that they can call their own and help raise them. And our motto is we like to help kids live their best life. So everything that we do, we want to make sure that it is empowering the kid, it's loving on the kid, allowing them to live their absolute best life. So that's what the Child Placement Agency is.
Well, I'm going to have to ask this. Sorry, I'm doing technical stuff. I'm going to have to ask this, and you don't have to answer it, but was that program created because of the amount of children were coming to Trels? And you're like, we've got to figure something out because we are not placing these kids fast enough.
Wow, it feels like you've been in our board meetings.
Well, no,
yeah, absolutely.
Because when you say that to me, it's like you really do have to coach people to become a foster parent.
Correct.
Because there's very few people that I know in this world that have I would say the call to be like, I'm gonna go do it. I'm gonna jump right into this. So some people need to be coached. It's like, hey, like you said, are you retired? Are you an empty nester? Or are you in a unfortunate circumstance where you can't have children? And fostering is such a great way to not only give back, but be part of something bigger than what you're currently doing. Because if you're listening right now and you're not doing anything, you're a loser. So don't be a loser. Become a foster parent. That's the new slogan, right? Don't be a loser. But no, it's kind of crazy, especially here in Texas. Texas is so big and so diverse. And when I mean diverse, I mean we're right on the border of Mexico, and there's a lot of people coming in and out. And it's just kind of one of those things that no one really realizes that there's some kids being left behind, and it's all part of what's going on in Texas. It's just crazy. So if I want to become a foster parent, you guys can help.
Correct. And as you mentioned, some have to be coached because they don't know enough about it. Some actually do have a heart for it.
Well, I mean, think about not the empty nesters. Think about the people who've never raised a child.
Yeah.
And then they're getting a child that's like 5 years old.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, you're skipping 5 years, and now you're dealing with a 5-year-old.
That can absolutely happen, right? But when we go through the intake, we ask them their preferred age that they're looking for, and if they choose a 5-year-old,
isn't that wild?
Yeah,
That's how like some people prefer. Well, because I'm thinking about you guys, and you guys are just welcoming. You're like everybody's coming in. So they're getting a bed. They're getting a bed, and then then it's like I come there. Let's see the catalog. Let's see what you got, and that's kind of wild to me. But I encourage people to just follow their heart, and it's not like getting a puppy. This is something that it's going to have an impact regardless of what you do. This child's going through some BS, I guess you call it. But you guys are located where?
So we're right here in the community, man. We're located right here in Conroe. We don't actually give the address out, but we are actually in Conroe.
That's right.
And then we're actually expanding to Magnolia. So what the Magnolia site is, it's giving us an opportunity to be a long-term care facility, which means our current one is a emergency shelter. So they're there for a specific amount of time.
Like you said that incident moment.
Correct.
And then
something emergent has happened where they need to be placed immediately. But then we're transitioning to a long-term facility because, again, what we're learning from our community is these kids are thriving in our programs. And so we decided to build a long-term facility to where we can keep them until we find the best suitable home for them versus they're there for a short period of time and then they may be bounced around, unfortunately.
I mean, it happened. I mean, it's an uphill battle if you're a child that's been I would call abandoned, right? What's the correct term?
Correct.
So, and it can be unfortunate circumstances too, like both your parents pass away and you have no one to claim you in a sense. So that's what's wonderful about you guys. And let's pivot towards the Great Gatsby Gala. It's for the public. They can get tickets, and there's going to be an auction. It's like casino night, which is basically like a fundraiser. The whole thing's a fundraiser. So if you like to gamble, you can pretend gamble and raise funds for Trels Home for Children. And it's tickets are available. I put the link for the ticket. Tell me about the tickets. Tell me about what people need to know and what they need to wear and all this kind of stuff for April 29th.
So we'll start with the dress. So the Great Gatsby, I mean, that goes back to what I can remember, like the 20s. So, I mean, we're looking at people to be dressed in nice, more of the old school feel, tuxedos.
I feel like they wore more hats then.
Those nice big hats.
But they just wore more hats.
They did. Those nice little pocket watches for guys. So things like that. So if you come, have an amazing time, you're gonna see people dressed basically like 20s and 30s.
Yeah.
You can find tickets on our Eventbrite, which he's already listed there, and we sell out quick. So I really encourage those to go out. Those who are interested to go out and grab your tickets now. And if you want to sponsor, we have sponsorship opportunities as well that come with tickets. So we cover all bases with the tickets. It's just what's your preference, right? As he's already mentioned as well, we are going to be on Lake Conroe with Mr. Hoffey. We were with him last year. I do. I know Hoffey. So we were with him last year, and I love Hoffey. He's welcomed us back this year. And so we're going to have an amazing scenery out there on Lake Conroe. And
is there dining room, that one that's up on the second floor thing? Or like you walk up the stairs and that's what it is?
Correct. Okay. This year we're going to have upstairs and downstairs. Because
there's a downstairs?
There is. So there's a nice dining space downstairs.
Wow.
That's literally a glass wall where you can see the beautiful lake and just all the nice scenery there. So it's going to be amazing. Our casino night, man, what can I say about that? So we're
it's on location there?
It's on location. So we actually have a company who specializes in casino games. They're going to come out. They're going to set up. They're going to have all their dealers, their people in attendance to help with the games.
So can you help me out here? I've been to one nonprofit event that had casino stuff. So if I bring cash, basically I could buy more coins or whatever the currency is using at the casino night. And then what do you get with that?
Great question. So, we are going to be selling, they're actually like coupons that you can redeem with the dealers for more of the chips, the casino chips.
But all the money's going towards you guys. So there's not like I cash out and I get like a cool car.
No. It's not like that. So
Okay. No, I'm just trying to understand. I'm not asking for a cool car.
we have to make it fun and entertaining and games only because technically we cannot
Give away stuff.
give away.
Yeah, that's
correct.
what I was curious because we're a nonprofit too, and I was like, man, I wonder how that really works because like most people like to gamble because they want to win something. So what are they going to win?
So you're going to win an opportunity to help these kids thrive.
There you go.
That's the way we're
That's
putting
what
it.
I wanted to hear.
Yes, that's what we're doing.
Okay, that makes more. I mean, I love that. It's if you just give us a billboard or something that says the #1 chip winner, Dick Schisler. So that's what I would appreciate. So people know I'm the #1, and I can
I'll think about
I can
it.
look at everybody, and I'm like, I'm #1.
I'll think about it. Maybe I should forget like you forgot my interview.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I like it. I like that. I know I deserve all the criticism in the world right now.
No, man, we're having a great time.
But yeah, so that's happening on April 29th. It sounds like a great date night. So if you're looking for a good date night and helping a great cause for Trels Home for Children, it's happening at 6 p.m. April 29th, the Great Gatsby Gala at Walden Lakeview Dining, right there here in Montgomery. Silent auction, casino night. It's going to be a lot of fun. And we have these people. Hey guys, hey. But yeah, is there anything else you want to talk about? Like I love the fostering opportunities for people who want to become foster families. They can contact you guys. Is there any like volunteer opportunities with you guys? Like say they want to help the kids and like they can come, do like I imagine y'all do some type of teaching something, like baseball or I don't know. I don't. The kids just don't just sit in their beds. They're not just there all like just sitting there.
Correct. That's great, man. I really love how you're thinking because we do. We have volunteer opportunities and mentor opportunities. So with our volunteer opportunities, we have people that come in and teach just basic everyday skills, like arts and crafts, how to eat at a dinner table, or just I want to sponsor a movie night. So all those things are done with our volunteers. And if you're interested in volunteering, the email address that you reach out to is volunteer@th4c.org, and they'll get you all the information. And as far as our mentorship, that program works. It's basically self-explanatory. We're looking for amazing people like Mr. Dick here that have a talent, a skill, or something that can pour into these children and mentor them and just walk with them every step of the way and just gives them someone they can trust, right? Stability, because they don't have a lot of that. And if you're interested in that, it's mentor@th4c.org.
Yeah, because I'm on your website and it's pretty easy to navigate. So you should check out th4c.org. I put the link in the description below, and you can see all the great opportunities, especially what this is doing for the community. I think it's wonderful what you guys do, and I'm glad you guys are around.
Thank you.
And I want this event to be successful. It's April 29th, the Great Gatsby Gala, fundraising for Trels Home for Children. And tickets are available in the description below, or you can just visit. Is it on your website? Let's see if it's on your website, because I found your Facebook. Your Facebook had it easy. So your website, it's kind of like, we just serve the community. Is it on the website?
It is not. It is on Facebook.
Yeah. Well, I'll put if you're listening in the description, there's a link to it right
Correct.
there. So you're good. You're good, guys. You're good. Well, Ken, is there anything else you want to talk about? You watching the baseball classic at all?
I haven't. I have not, but I can share with you, not baseball related, that since I moved to Texas, 2019? This was the first year I actually got to experience the rodeo.
Oh, wow. The Houston Livestock and Rodeo?
Yeah.
Well, they're having this weekend, I think, is the start of Montgomery counties.
Wow. I had an amazing time. Again, I moved here right before COVID, so I lost a lot of the activities.
But you could have gotten COVID there.
They had it during COVID?
that was like the
Oh, yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Like the first
That's
week?
with the breakout.
Yeah, they're like, what are we doing?
Yeah. You're right.
That was
You're
great.
Right. That was yeah.
Oh, I love those people. They're like, oh, should we or shouldn't we? Should we? But we're already open. We're already here.
Yeah. You're right.
Should we? But yeah, that's awesome. You went there. It's a fun event. It's
amazing.
Did you go do like the carnival stuff, or did you do everything?
So I tried to do as much as I could. I did do like the carnival stuff. I did see a little bit of the livestock, and just walked around and enjoyed the amazing atmosphere. Right, it was a huge event that I've never experienced before, and I'm like,
There's so much
amazing.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize when you get a ticket, for a singer ticket.
Yeah,
I think I don't know if I haven't been in so long, but it should be just one ticket.
Yeah, I just
and
paid
you
once.
you just go and you just check it out. and it's
Correct.
like, especially the livestock and rodeo part, it's nuts. And you should go there, or at least one time is when they have the barbecue cook-off, because it's even crazier. The one here, Montgomery County, is crazy because there's like 100 and something teams.
Wow.
You know how crazy it is? They lay down wood chips on the entire ground, like all fairground,
Whoa. Okay.
because all the mess they make. When I was sitting there and I was talking to like we were covering it for the radio station. I was like, "What's going on with all those wood chips?" And one guy's like, "Oh, it's for everyone's throw up." And I go, "You're kidding me!" And he's like, "No, I'm kidding you. It's just to help clean up at the end of the because we're on grass, so it doesn't just like sit in the grass."
Yeah.
But but yeah, I'll shout out to the Montgomery County Fair starting. I think Pat Green's playing this Saturday, and then a young guy's playing Friday. I forgot who's playing Friday. But yeah, the kicks off. It's small. Think smaller scale, but just the same fun. Like they have a rodeo, they have the livestock, they have what's really a kids scholarship fundraiser. That's the whole point of it. So
I will be attending. So thank you.
You're gonna check that out.
Yes,
yeah,
I
I mean, it's one thing that I would encourage you to look at for the kids because they have a thing. If you didn't know this, so like you could raise animals and then you make money from scholarships. So if you sell them at auction or you can get a fund to start for school. I met a kid who did it every year from I think it was 12, 11 to 18. Mm-hmm. He's got full ride.
Wow.
Because he raised money every year. And because I think you have to be a senior to do the calves. Mm-hmm. That's like the big money. And then juniors do like the goats. And then so every year you can do you get an opportunity to do a bigger thing. I think that's how it goes. I could be completely wrong. You just do calves every year and just make a boatload of money. But
the cause is amazing.
Yeah. And that money, what's great about that kind of stuff, it goes to that kid.
Man.
So like that kid, if he raises the animal right and sells it right, that money goes towards him. Maybe a little bit goes to the pot for everybody. But yeah. So when I learned that from him, I was like, you really worked hard for that, to get your full ride from just raising animals.
That's hard work.
It's old school.
That's hard work.
I like it. So that's going on. And then but that's another thing, the kids, I was really amazed how involved people out here are in that. Because Houston, I grew up in Houston. I grew up around the rodeo. There will be a select few people who are involved with the livestock and rodeo as a kid. Like they're raising the animal. They're doing the auction part. Because, that's primarily the reason for the whole thing to exist. And then they started having superstars come and sing. Then it changed the ball game.
Yeah. I didn't do any of those concerts, but those were nuts.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I remember growing up, and it wasn't like that. And then it was all of a sudden they had Reba McEntire and all George Straits, and you're just like, whoa, this is crazy. And but yeah, that's what it is what it is. We still we still do the parades. Did you see the parade?
I didn't.
Didn't.
Full transparency, I forgot it was rodeo time, to be honest. And
it's a random day.
Yeah, and then when I remember,
it's like February,
it was weird.
28th.
I can't remember now, but then we ended up going twice, so I got a chance to experience it. I'm glad I did. So
that's good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Ken, is there anything else you want to? I mean, I'm trying to think of other stuff because you don't watch baseball clearly. So, United States plays today.
I am not watching the classics. I do love baseball. I just don't talk to Houston fans about baseball. I'm from the Midwest, so I enjoy the St. Louis Cardinals.
Oh, yeah, that's a big.
So
your boy got hurt.
Yeah, so I try to steer away from it. All the Astros fans, and just
I like the Astros. I like all baseball. I think I love it. I want more fights though. There's got to be more fights.
Yeah,
I mean, you gotta get mad at each other.
I can see that.
I was really waiting for when the Astros were punished in that year following their punishment. I was like, people are gonna fight the Astros all the time. It's gonna be awesome.
What was it, 2019?
I think it was. Yeah, I was like, it's gonna be awesome. And then COVID happened. I guess they're had strict rules on touching each other.
Yeah. But I love baseball. I love basketball as well. So and football.
Yeah.
So I'm just a huge sports fan.
Well, it's a good thing you're in Houston because they have all those sports. Even though they kind of suck.
That was one of the reasons. I made Houston home, and you're correct. Texas are no fun to watch.
Oh, it's terrible.
The Rockets are no fun
Isn't
to
it
watch.
crazy they get paid to be that bad? Isn't that crazy?
I kind of feel like I can go sign up at this point.
Well, I wonder what it's like going to work there. Because, like, either it's all sham and they're like, yeah, we're just getting all this money, yeah. Or it's like, we're losers, guys. Like, we're 100% losers here. But we're still getting paid lots of money.
I think I'll be the one, like, happy every day because I'm getting paid, to play a sport.
Well, but at least, like, the Rockets, you can see them attempting to develop a system that's, like, long term.
Yeah.
With their draft picks and especially who they're keeping and who they're dropping every year. They're dropping dead weight pretty much.
Agree.
So it's like, all right, I get that, but when you look at the Texans, it's kind of like, apparently
there's no
Mr.
direction.
Watson was having fun and we don't want to talk about it. So none of us are going to be doing good because if we're doing good, everyone's going to talk about it.
Correct.
So I think that's what it was.
Correct. Yeah. A little too much fun, but again, we'll leave that alone. I hope they bounce back. I would love to root for the hometown. That's just kind of where I am. I'm sad that I'm going to be losing on my favorite football team, one of the best quarterbacks ever, Aaron Rodgers, unfortunately. But
he's going to the Jets.
I've been a Packers fan for so long. I'm from the Midwest.
He took the drugs, and the leprechaun
Yeah.
told him to join the Jets.
Yeah.
I like it though. I mean, I think it's something that it all comes down to money. I imagine with that guy.
It's money. Of course, the sponsorships.
You can say it's oh hey, I got this epiphany when I was in the dark closet for 4 days.
Yeah,
but
epiphany. I'm gonna make more millions.
Yeah,
right?
And then live in New York. So
it's good for the city of New York. For us, who are in the Midwest, it's not so good for us.
I don't think it's better for y'all, in my opinion. Mainly because y'all get to start anew. See, the Jets, the problem with Aaron Rodgers is he's already old enough to where he is basically at almost to the Tom Brady peak, where it's like, oh, he might have a good season, but is it going to be good enough in a year or two? And then it's like, okay, well, now when he's gone in a year or two, what are we going to do?
Or they're hoping to get a Super Bowl out of the next year or two. If that happens, I don't think they're going to care. If that does not happen, they'll care, but I think
look at the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers went downhill after their deal, and I was surprised because they kept majority of the same people.
Quick
after their Super Bowl win, and I was like, oh great, there's gonna be another repeat with Tom Brady, and that's all we're gonna hear is Tom Brady. But no, luckily we didn't, and then he got divorced, so it's even better.
Wow.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no, I mean that went down quick. So, but yeah, man, I love sports. So I love this amazing city.
Yeah, Houston's depressing now.
Yeah. So, but before I forget, I don't know if you and your bride are available, but I want to invite you out as one of my guests on that evening. So, if you're available, let me know, and I would love to have you guys there.
Well, if you guys are just now tuning in, I have Ken Collier in with the Trels Home for Children. We're talking about an upcoming fundraising event with them on April 29th. It's called the Great Gatsby Gala. There's going to be a live auction. There's going to be casino nights. It's a fundraiser for Trels Home for Children. I put all the information regarding the event and especially Trels Home for Children, what their mission is. It's all there in the description. And, Ken, man, thank you so much for coming in, man.
Thank you for having me.
And that's April 29th, guys. That's April 29th. We're going to get back to music here on Mornings with Lone Star. Stick around here in a bit.
Listen in Mondays at noon to hear Conroe news from local nonprofits.